progress is slow. Stroke after stroke through the highs and the low. Stroke after stroke is the only rule. Stroke after stroke till the horsepower shows. Stroke after stroke after stroke. A motor they can't buy. Showroom bodies rust away. The driven ones don't die. When they pop the hood and wonder how the mileage got this far, I'll be mid-rotation, being exactly what we are. Oil in the joints and fuel in the line. Every stroke after stroke I go. Stroke after stroke when the progress is slow. Stroke after stroke through the highs and the low. Stroke after stroke, it's the only road. Stroke after stroke till the horsepower shows. Stroke after stroke after stroke. And the trajectory is aimed. Other men keep brakes installed in everything they do. I removed mine years ago. Commitment's how I flew. Powder packed and pressure sealed. Aim me at the hardest field. Launch means launch, no mid-air doubt. Committed means the whole way out. Half speed never made a dent. I am my own armament. Impact is the only rent. Hesitation is a tax that halves your armored weight. The ones who pull their punches leave their power at the gate. I'd rather crater gloriously wide of where I aim than land a gentle nothing that no one ever named. Sky is just a hallway to the wall. Velocity redeems us all. Launch means launch, no mid-air doubt. Committed means the whole way out. Half speed never made a dent. I am my own armament. Impact is the only rent. Impact is the only rent. Collect me from the rubble and reload me, I go twice. Every landing teaches angles at the cautious sacrifice. You can keep your soft trajectories, your safety and your net. I'm the round that leaves the barrel with zero regret. Powder packed and pressure sealed. Aim me at the hardest field. Launch means launch, no mid-air doubt. Committed means the whole way out. Half speed never made a dent. I am my own armament. Impact is the only rent. everything they said I'd never take. Blisters turn to leather, leather turns to grip. Every rep's a hammer falling, chips begin to slip. The crowd sees just the final hit when the barrier caves in. They never count the 1,000 that were buried in my skin. Raise it up, bring it down, dust is just a breaking crown. How do you move a mountain? One swing at a time. What if it doesn't crumble? Then I swing another time. Who taught you to keep going? The wall that wouldn't break. When do you stop swinging when there's nothing left to shake? And what's behind the rubble? Everything they said I'd never take. There's rhythm in the ruin. There's music in the crack. A metronome of impact keeps me swinging through the black. One day this wall is gravel underneath my feet, and I'll find a bigger wall to keep the hammer's beat. Lift it high, let it fall. Every crack answers a call. How do you move a mountain? One swing at a time. What if it doesn't crumble? Then I swing another time. Who taught you to keep going? The wall that wouldn't break. When do you stop swinging when there's nothing left to shake? What's behind the rubble? Everything they said I'd never take. Started slow like gravity was holding back my frame. First blade on the barbell and nobody knew my name. But masses only sleeping force waiting on a show. 1 inch became a mile and now it's rumbling loud enough. Feel the floor begin to shake. This is more than I can break. Now it's rolling down the hillside, gathering in speed. Every session has a ton that nobody can see. The doubt has built a barricade, it's splintered like a twig. What began as one small step is now too big to miss. Momentum has a memory and mine is running deep. There's no emergency cord on a body set free. They clocked me at a standstill when the year was new. Now the scale of what I'm moving blocks the avenue. Physics wrote a promise, forces mass times drive. I supplied the both of them, watch the product come alive. Hear the rumble in the ground. Nothing here can slow it down. Now it's rolling down the hillside, gathering in speed. Every session has a ton that nobody can see. The doubt has built a barricade, it's splintered like a twig. What began as one small step can break. Now it's rolling down the hillside, gathering its speed. Every session has a ton that nobody can see. The doubt has built a barricade, it's splintered like a twig. What began as one small step is now too big to miss. Moan to math of memory and mine is running deep. There's no emergency cord on a body set free. All season I've been storing what they wouldn't let me spend. Every benched ambition, every purpose without end. Pressure finds the hairline cracks and whispers through the seams. Reservoirs were never built to also hold the dreams. Water level rising past the line. Every drop of waiting has a spine. What happens to a river that you dam? Where does all the current think it's going? You built the wall, so tell me if you can. When it finally opens, who's controlling? They rationed out my minutes, they measured out my lane, and called it being realistic, called ambition a strain. But storage isn't stillness, and patience isn't peace. A held-back current studies every weakness for release. Hear the concrete groaning under load. Everything I saved is old. What happens to a river that you dam? Where does all that current think it's going? You built the wall, so tell me if you can. When it finally opens, who's controlling? Today the gates are open and the valley gets to learn what accumulated quiet looks like on the return. Not a drop of it was wasted, not a single season lost. Everything I couldn't spend came back with interest plus the cost. Water level rising past the line. Every drop of waiting has a spine. What happens to a river that you dam? Where does all that current think it's going? You built the wall, so tell me if you can. When it finally opens, who's controlling? While they drafted their agendas, I was already gone. 60 minutes, zero mercy, in and out by dawn. Speed is not impatience, it's respect for what's at stake. Every second spent deciding is a second I don't take. No announcement, no parade, done before the plans were made. Deliberations for the ones with time they haven't earned. I studied while they slept on it, that's why the tables turned. My warm-up is decisive, my work sets are arrayed. Precision beats duration every single time it's played. Strike the target, leave it clean, be the storm they've never seen. Did you see it coming? Did you hear a warning sound? How long did it take me? Check the clock, look around. By the time the gym is crowded, I'm a rumor and a bench. Still warm beneath the barbell, chalk marks on the fence. Tomorrow, same velocity, a war inside an hour. Slow is just a luxury invented by the sour. No announcement, no parade, done before the plans were made. Did you see it coming? Did you hear a warning sound? How long did it take me? Check the clock, look around. Look up! Cold hands on the cold bar, quiet in my chest. Then a switch flips somewhere south of conscious thought. Pupils going wide now, time is slowing down. Chemistry is louder than the doubt. One drop hits the bloodstream, then the flood. Everything unnecessary shuts. Can you feel it climbing? What happens when it peaks? Where does fear go hiding? When the body speaks. Ask me if I'm ready. Silence, watch the lift. Heartbeat like a war drum, rolling up the spine. Every nerve conscripted, every sense in line. The way that looked impossible is looking kind of small. Amazing what the body hides until you make the call. One spark in the wiring, then the blaze. Everything slow motion in the haze. Can you feel it climbing? What happens when it peaks? Where does fear go hiding? When the body speaks. Ask me if I'm ready. Silence, watch the lift. It fades and leaves me steady, hollowed out and clean. The purest rush in existence, and my body is the machine. Tomorrow I'll be back again to flip the switch once more, chasing my own lightning through the same old iron door. One drop hits the bloodstream, then the flood. Everything unnecessary shots. Can you feel it climbing? What medicine and it becomes the test. 5 more pounds on Tuesday, 1 more rep than spring. The mathematics of becoming more than everything. Recover then return with more to carry. Ordinary lows make ordinary. Body says heavier than last week. I say precisely why it's on. Body says we can fail in front of everyone. I say then we fail and grow beyond. Body says what is this escalation? I say that's the bone. That's the bone. A year from now, this maximum will be my easy day. The impossible on schedule will keep sliding down the way. So pile it on in increments the mirror can't perceive. The heaviest of futures is assembled by degrees. As a plate, my hands don't wanna meet. Adaptations born from just past complete. Body says that's heavier than last week. I say not precisely why it's on. Body says we go fail in front of everyone. I say then we fail and grow beyond. Body says what is this escalation? And I say doesn't that the bomb? That's the bomb. this is for. Chains creak, engine hums. Stand clear, here it comes. Tear it down, the record's coming down. Tear it down, yesterday is coming down. Brick by brick, the ceiling's coming down. Tear it down, the limit's coming down. Louder now, the whole thing's coming down. Tear it down, tear it all down. Tear it all down. Tear it all dull is how they found me, edge worn down by rest. Comfort is corrosion, dressed in Sunday best. So I found the wheel that eats the rust away. Press my will against it at the break of day. Sparks are just the pieces I don't need. Watch them scatter, watch me gain in speed. Taste of chalk and copper sitting on my tongue. Smell of rubber flooring and the morning's first ozone. Sound of plates like church bells calling me alone. Sting of salt in both eyes, grip burning to the bone. White noise in the muscles, heartbeat megaphone. Every pass across the stone, sharper than I've ever known. Friction is a language every blade has learned. Nothing gets a sharpness back except through what it's burned. Round and round the schedule spins, day against the stone. Boring is the ritual that carves a cutting tone. Leaning harder, let the wheel decide. What survives the grinding stays beside. Taste of chalk and copper sitting on my tongue. Smell of rubber flooring and the morning's first ozone. Sound of plates like church bells calling me alone. Sting of salt in both eyes, grip burning to the bone. White noise in the muscles, heartbeat megaphone. Every pass across the stone, sharper than I've ever known. They'll ask me for the shortcut, the after 7 tricks. I'll show them just a calendar with every square marked X. The wheel is always waiting, it doesn't take a side. It only asks one question, how much edge do you want tonight? Sparks are just the pieces I don't need. Watch them scatter, watch me gaining speed. Taste of chalk and sits there loaded, patient as a judge. He's never once insulted me, he never holds a grudge. It only asks one question every time we meet, and there is no negotiating, only left or retreat. Chalk dust in the spotlight, ring the bell. Round one of a story I know well. It says the way you sure about this. Say my hand, we didn't come to miss. Says the weight I've broken better men. Say my leg, didn't meet the one who bent. Says the weight, last chance to walk away. Says my spine, we're staying either way. It doesn't care who's watching, it doesn't check my fame. 200 silent kilograms that never learned my name. The purest conversation that I have all week is gravity inquiring if I'm strong or if I'm weak. Grip tight on the knurling, plant the feet. An honest answer's all it wants to see. Says the way you sure about this. Say my hand, we didn't come to miss. Says the way I've broken better men. Say my leg, then meet the one who bends. Says the way, last chance to walk away. Says my spine, we're staying either way. Someday I'll be older and the plates will win the war, but every honest battle leaves me heavier at the core. And when the next man finds it and he asks me for the key, I'll say the bar respects one thing, show up consistently. Chalk dust in the spotlight, ring the bell. Round one of a story I know well. Says the way you sure about this. Say my hand, we didn't come to miss. Says the way I've broken better men. Say my leg, then meet the one who bends. Says the way, last chance to walk away. Says my spine, we're staying either way. I walked out of the furnace with a cold cup in my hand, not to keep me warm at night, but to light the whole grandstand. Every gym I walk in feels the temperature shift. A single burning ember is a dangerous gift. Cup it, guard it, feed it slow, then let the whole horizon glow. Heat shimmer on the mirrors, glow behind the eyes, crackle in the shoulders where the cold ambition dies. Scent of something burning that was never meant to last. Orange light on faces as the fire's catching fast. Won't become a wildfire, spreading road to road. One ember in a body sets the whole floor aglow. The man who trains beside me caught it yesterday. Doubled all his numbers, threw his old excuse away. Nobody assigned me this, no title and no pay, but somebody must carry what the darkness can outweigh. Pass it hand to calloused hand, watch the cold retreat as planned. Heat shimmer on the mirrors, glow behind the eyes, crackle in the shoulders where the cold ambition dies. Scent of something burning that was never meant to last. Orange light on faces feet it slow, then let the whole horizon glow. Heat shimmer on the mirrors, glow behind the eyes, crackle in the shoulders where the cold ambition dies. Scent of something burning that was never meant to last. Orange light on faces as the fire's catching fast. Warm become a wildfire, spreading row to row. One ember in a body sets the whole floor aglow. For years it looked like nothing moved up on that quiet slope. A pebble here, a session there, a stubborn thread of hope. The mountain kept its poker face, pretending it would hold. But every grain was listening and every grain was told. One more gram of pressure on the screen. That's all it ever takes to be free. Then one ordinary Tuesday, the entire hillside gave. Everything I stacked in silence started rolling like a wave. The ones who called it pointless watched the valley rearrange. 10,000 tiny efforts wearing one enormous change. It looked like it was sudden, it was seasons in the making. The quiet was the loading, and the loud is just the breaking. Progress isn't linear, the textbooks got it wrong. It's flat and flat and flat and flat, then all at once it's gone. The plateau was a stockpile, not a prison and no curse. Every rep that seemed to vanish was rehearsing for the burst. Feel the tremor underneath the skin. Critical mass is settling in. Then one ordinary Tuesday, the entire hillside gave. Everything I stacked in silence started rolling like a wave. The ones who called it pointless watched the valley rearrange. 10,000 tiny efforts wearing one enormous change. It looked like it was sudden, it was seasons in the making. The quiet was the loading, and the loud is just the breaking. Now they want the highlight, the moment it went viral. I send them to the boring years, the slow and glamour spiral. Stack your grains in darkness, let the doubters keep the light. The mountain moves for anyone who loads it every night. Who loads it every night. One more gram of pressure on the screen. That's all it ever takes to be free. Then one ordinary Tuesday, the entire hillside gave. Everything I stacked in silence started rolling like a wave. The ones who called it pointless watched the valley rearrange. 10,000 tiny efforts wearing one enormous change. It looked like it was sudden, it was seasons in the making. The quiet was the loading, and the loud is just the breaking. inside the mix. Take the acid of the critics, neutralize it quick. Heavy air inside the room, I breathe it like a gift. What corrodes another spine just gives my frame a lift. Pour it in and light it up. I will never get enough. It all turns to fuel when it touches me. Every ounce of doubt turns to fuel in me. All the noise, the cold turns to fuel for me. Watch the pressure burn, it's just fuel to me. Whatever you throw, however it lands, it all turns to fuel when it touches me. Morning brings resistance and I feed it to the flame. Every rep's a reaction, no two burns the same. When the pressure's overflowing, that's the moment I begin. What would break another body only lets me in. Strike the match and watch it change. Nothing here will stay the same. It all turns to fuel when it touches me. Every ounce of doubt turns to fuel in me. All the noise, the cold turns to fuel for me. Watch the pressure burn, it's just fuel to me. Whatever you throw, however it lands, it all turns to fuel when it touches me. Logic found its notice halfway through the set. The spreadsheet in my head dissolved in sweat. Some older took the wheel, something without doubt. It doesn't do the counting, it just carries out. Step back from the mirror, let it through. This is what the wild part came to do. No math, just war. No pace, just more. No self, just force. No break, no cost. This body knows the way. I get out of this way. Civilized will pace themselves, polite and in control. The oldest part of me just wants to swallow this whole. It waited through the warm-ups, patient in its cage. The last set is the key that lets it out onto the stage. One rep past the limit, 2 reps blind. Instinct doesn't read the warning signs. No man, just war. No pace, just more. No self, just force. No break, no course. This body knows the way. I get out of this way. When it's done, it hands me back a body wrung and spent. A receipt for every ounce of fire that I left. I stack the plates in silence, civilize once more. But we both know who I'm calling when I need one more. Step back from the mirror, let it through. This is what the wild part came to do. just war, no pain.